जान जब तक फिदा नहीं होती.
Hello, everyone! Episode 4 of the drama serial Muhafiz picks up right where we left off. Zawar has forgiven Paris and walked away, but the storm inside the house is far from over. In this episode, the story takes a massive turn as deep secrets from the past finally start to unravel. Let's dive straight into what went down in this episode. The episode kicks off with Paras's father Behzad taking a firm stand. He tells her, "Start packing your bags for the U.S. You saw what just happened right in front of your eyes, so there will be no further arguments about this." But Paras is not ready to back down. She immediately uses an emotional hook to change his mind, tearfully saying, "We cannot survive a single moment away from the ones we love. I cannot live without you, Dad. I cannot stay away from you. Please, let me stay here with you." Behzad is deeply torn, replying that her life is far too precious to him, and he wouldn't know what to do if anything happened to her. However, Paras stands her ground, and her stubbornness finally pays off. In the next scene, Paris's paternal aunt, Fupo, arrives with her family to visit and showers Paris with affection. During the gathering, Behzad drops a heavy statement. "I will not rest until I find out exactly who tried to kidnap my daughter." Hearing this, Aftab, the aunt's son, visibly panics and looks incredibly uncomfortable. Behzad then gives Paris strict orders that until the air clears up, she is absolutely grounded and not allowed to step foot outside the house. Later on, we see Paris showing Aftab around the house. As they talk, Paris mentions just how deeply she loves her parents. Aftab tries to shoot his shot and flirtatiously remarks, "Well, you can fall in love with a cousin, too." Paris shuts him down instantly with a savage comeback. "Oh, sure, you can, provided that the cousin isn't someone like you." Aftab is visibly furious at the insult, but forces himself to swallow his pride and look away. The following day marks the death anniversary of Paras's mother. Paras is sitting alone, crying her eyes out as she remembers her mom. Seeing her completely heartbroken, Behzad's heart melts. He approaches her and makes a final decision. "All right, that's enough. You aren't going anywhere. You are going to stay right here with me." He pulls her into a warm embrace, meaning Paris has officially won her fight to stay in Pakistan. Now, the investigation gets intense. Behzad's trusted private investigator, Sikandar, arrives with the breakthrough report. When Behzad demands to know who was behind the kidnapping attempt, Sikandar reveals a shocking theory. "According to my investigation, this isn't the work of any of your business rivals. It's highly likely that some local thugs just saw a wealthy girl and targeted her. If this were orchestrated by a real enemy, the kidnapping wouldn't have failed so easily." Behzad counters, saying the kidnapping only failed because of a man named Zawar. He asks for Zawar's background, and Sikandar hands over his complete file, detailing where he lives and what he does. The moment Behzad hears that Zawar is Aijaz's son, he stares at their family photograph in complete disbelief. Behzad mutters, "My gut feeling was right. Zawar really is Aijaz's son." Here is the massive twist. Aijaz used to be Behzad's absolute best friend back in the day. Meanwhile, at Zawar's house, his mother is constantly stressing over him. His father, Aijaz, is deeply unhappy with Zawar's choice of working in private security because of how dangerous it is. Aijaz is clearly terrified for his son's safety. The scene shifts back to Paras's house, where Aunt Shaheen corners Aftab, demanding an update on the kidnapping investigation. Aftab snaps back, asking why she had to pressure their uncle about it in the first place. The rest of the family gets upset with Aftab, but Shaheen pulls him aside and lays out the real master plan. Focus all your attention on Paras. Make her fall for you. It is now crystal clear to the audience that this aunt and her son are purely after Paras's massive wealth. Next, we see Zawar venting to his friend about Paras. He angrily exclaims, "She is just a spoiled, arrogant brat of a rich father." Shortly after, Zawar gets called in by his boss, who tears into him for abandoning his assigned post just to rescue some random girl. Zawar apologizes, but stands his ground, stating that if he ever encounters a situation like that again, he won't hesitate to help. His boss tells him to move on to his next assignment. A prominent businessman needs top-tier security, and the details are being sent over. Back at the estate, Paris strikes a deal with her dad, convincing him to take her out to a high-end hotel for dinner tonight. Coincidentally, Zawar arrives at the exact same hotel to meet the new businessman. From across the room, Zawar spots Paris instantly. He covertly steps closer to their table, eavesdropping on the father-daughter conversation. Suddenly, Behzad gets an urgent phone call and steps outside the dining hall. Shortly after, Paris gets up to leave the table as well. At the exact same time, Zawar and the businessman finish their meeting and head toward the exit. As Paris walks past them, the businessman can't help but stare at her beauty. But right then, Paras catches sight of Zawar standing right there. She stops dead in her tracks, confronts him face to face, and asks with pure sarcasm, "What? Did you come here to kidnap me all over again?" And that is the dramatic cliffhanger where episode 4 comes to an end. So guys, is this bitter animosity between Paris and Zawar about to turn into something completely unexpected? Will Behzad ever find out the true greedy nature of Aftab and his mother? To find out what happens in the next episode, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Goodbye!